Oh, welcome back to Stellaris, where in the last episodes we've kind of done a pretty decent job at securing our position, where we first had a war against our western neighbor, which we kind of won, but we probably haven't heard the end of that yet. But we also fought against our eastern neighbor here, and even managed to drive him back out of this Core region, and establish our own little satellite empire there. So that has been going pretty well. However, upon, much more clear-headed looking at our situation, there's quite a lot of things that we could further optimize. Like, for one, we're sitting on a huge bank of resources, like an absurd amount of food, consumer goods, and alloys that are just sitting there in the bank, which is good because you can react to emergencies that way, but the problem is, right now we're still way above average in terms of research, but I think we should have way more aspirations than just being above average. We should be literally killing that particular area. And so far we really haven't. And as a result of that, well, this is probably because our three oldest planets have one that was sort of focused on research and two that were pretty much exclusively focused on production. But with our new planet here, Pozuno, I actually want to have it focus more exclusively on research, because I think we need to get the ball rolling there. Also, I want to create a new sector there and start training another leader here, because that guy not going to be around forever, and maybe we might get a research leader now. So why do we get two leaders with slave output when we have literally 0 slaves? I guess we're gonna get that guy. Alright. Let's move along. Anyway, especially our home planet is gonna be doing a lot of restructuring, even tearing down some of the industry. And from the others, I'll probably move some populace to our new planet whenever there's enough jobs available there. But first they need to build their planetary administration, only then can they start building research labs, and we can take it from there. For now, we're just doing farming here, which, isn't helping that much, because we do have enough food. We do have way more food than we need, really. We're even considering selling some of the alloys, because we have a lot. And while it's fun to build more ships and all that, keeping ships around also requires pretty hefty energy payments each month. So, well, unless we also got that in spades, we might have issues with that. It's nice that we have so many upgraded star bases now, but at some point there's, being careful to not die, and then there's just having way too much of everything. Alright, let's get this ball going. I think we can afford a few more ships though, just to build up our secondary fleet a little bit more. We do have some fleet capacity, so let's add a few more destroyers and some cruisers as well. Alright, we got the advanced railguns too. Since we just got 2 better weapons than we have currently equipped, let's also take that chance and go to the ship designer and upgrade the designs real quick. Because while we don't have better point defense, we do have better lasers now. Now they're green, green is even better. And also we got way more advanced guns. Don't think we have got better armor or shields, but good enough for now. Got better hyperdrive. Alright. That's fine. Oh wait, some of those are currently being built. Never mind that. Alright. Taking that back. We're gonna... Hold on your horses. Oh. Still got that? Alright. And same with the cruiser. Also the better drive. Alright. Then instead of building new ones, let's actually upgrade the ones that we have. You can already go there so you can get ready to also get your upgrade pass.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
Alright, let's start building research labs, guys. Something we could also consider is changing the designation, because we really don't need the food here. And I think there are other things we could do, like make it a forge world. Then we
have mastered
have
a new
less
technology.
upkeep for the metallurgists, which means we have more minerals, and because we do kind of have issues with minerals at the moment, I think it's not a bad idea. So let's make this a forge world officially. You'll probably still find with generator because we do need the power.
Construction complete.
Alright. Got those, I guess, with more food. Don't really need more food. Yeah, I do. I am gonna start sell some of our surplus alloys while we're not in war.
Complete.
That's gonna give us a hell of a lot of money each month, and we don't really
We have mastered
need
a
all
new
of that.
technology.
Rather have the energy. Alright. And whoop, all of a sudden from minus 20 to plus 180, just because we're selling some of that alloy we've been piling up. Alright. Also started laying the groundworks for another anchorage here, in case we want to increase our fleet size a little bit. But for now, we're just upgrading. Alright.
Construction complete.
Okay. Can we resettle some more people over here? Because I'd really like to get those research labs up and running. So... someone's still working as a farmer, so technically we have room for Bebaki. So let's pull some of them over. And then other clerks. I always pull over clerks because they're the most expendable populace, I feel. Not entirely fair, I admit that, but it's how I feel about the whole thing. Let's get another... where are you? What the hell? And also upgrade those. Okay, we're deliberately gonna be making this a tech world, which increases the build speed, and also we have to pay less upkeep, and upkeep of researchers is in consumer goods, so that's also gonna help us.
Our ships have been upgraded.
Alright, good. Go back here. Guess we can make that your official home base. Kind of a decent spot, because then we can react if we suddenly get attacked from here. And we're probably also down here before we get attacked there, so... Alright then. We can also consider upgrading the corvettes at some point. I think we're not gonna get overrun by pirates just because they are not there for a day or two. So let's do that. You can probably get your upgrades down there. Alright. Oh, still got lots of stuff on your queue. Now we're having food problems, but it's a non-issue because currently we're selling lots of our surplus food. So we can just sell less.
We have mastered a new technology.
Alright, they've Mr. Bun Union. Okay, some new guys. Sometimes people can rebel against their whatever their overlords, and apparently it seems that they have lost their connection to the realms here, and now people think, you know, why don't we revolt, because we totally are out of reach of these guys now, right? That's how that's go. That's how that goes. So, well, I guess. Oh, and these guys guarantee their independence, so. Well.
Xeno-mongrels have declared war on each other.
Well, I know these guys do want to take that back. Huh? Didn't they get just Declaration of Independence? I actually wanted to take a closer look at that war. Sorry, didn't want to bother you. Yes, they are. We're fighting against both of these guys. I'm not sure that was a good choice, but, you know.
We have mastered a new technology.
It's not my part of the galaxy to have a say in. So it's good. So we're done with the upgrades. Let's head back here.
Construction complete.
Alright. So you're not building anything. Change that, please. Still have gas there, right? But not that much more.
We have mastered a new technology.
We can always change that. Let's take that. Let's resume patrol. Resuming patrol. That's rating.
Our ships have been upgraded.
Alright, now we can also consider reinforcing that fleet. We already started that earlier until we figured out, you know. Let's actually upgrade ships first before we get new ones that we then also have to upgrade later. So we're 1 point over our administrative capacity. Might not seem like much, but I am seriously debating whether I'm just gonna give that system over to the guys over here. Because just for 8 energy, really, what's 8 energy to us? Not much is the answer. So, hey guys.
We have mastered a new technology.
I'm gonna give you that thing here. Joy. We don't really need that. I guess we're just gonna go and take that particular plunge. Alright. Okay, you got space now and work. So let's pull some more people over from here.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
Alright, I apologize that this is not very exciting because we're just, you know, ticking really hard, but I kind of enjoy that in 4X games. I don't know. But I really do enjoy it. So, just trying to figure out a way how to deal with this
We
particular
have mastered
arrangement
a new technology.
of colonies in the long term. Because...
We have mastered a new technology.
do that, because at some point we'll also want to colonize that planet when our administrative efficiency allows it. And
Construction complete.
but these are too far away for either of them to become kind of the capital of the sector. So we need to find a way so we need to find a way around that. Is there actually any ascension perk I want? Well, I mean, Mastery of Nature is interesting because it improves the amount of districts our planets can support by 2, but so far we're not running out of space on our planets yet, because we're kind of shifting people around at the moment. So the other stuff is just bonuses, and yes, with Imperial Prerogative we would get an additional 30 administrative capacity, which would give us the option to just take that planet right now. It's kind of always an interesting discussion with people that play this game a lot on if you want to take things that are just giving you administrative capacity, because very long term we're gonna get research that we can repeat basically ad infinitum to increase our administrative capacity. So a lot of people always think, you know, you can get however ridiculous amount of it you want at some point, so it really doesn't matter much. But really, a lot of the other things here also don't matter much. So either I'm just gonna have that point unspent and wondering, should I get Mastery of Nature at some point? Or, well, this is really not that interesting right now. We don't have issues with endgame crisis or Awakened Empires yet. There's some things here that we haven't unlocked yet that are potentially interesting, to be totally honest. Transforming worlds into Gaia worlds, you would think that this allows you to keep more people on there, but actually it just enables you to keep people with different climate acclimatizations on the same planet, which could be helpful if you have like a very multi-speciesist empire, but we really do not. So that's really nothing interesting to us. Voidborn is not really interesting to us because we don't have habitats. We can probably build some in the near future, but but just getting additional districts there, not really that interesting either. But it is becoming more interesting as a prerequisite to Master Builders, which is a pretty decent perk. Or Galactic Wonders is also a really, really great perk because you can build ring worlds and Dyson spheres at some point. So, but the question is, we still get 3 more Ascension perks unlocked in the course of the game. Let's say we want to get Galactic Wonders at some point at least, so that's one of them. Then Master Builders is nice because you can build more at the same time, but you also probably need the resources for something else, so it's... do we really need it? It's kind of questionable. Voidborn the same. I didn't talk about Colossus Project, but that might also be interesting at some point, because then we can build special ship types that have interesting additional functions, although they can't fight at all. So... I think, all things considered, Transcendent Learning is also interesting because of the additional experience gain. People are gonna be getting pretty old at this point, just because we have Psychic, and we're probably gonna be getting lots of technologies recently. So having higher max skill levels and faster learning people is actually not too bad. I'm actually gonna go with just Transcendent Learning. Just have better leaders. It's pretty nice to have good leaders. So let's go with that. Also indirectly helps with research, because with better scientists leading the research we have better bonuses and, you know, all that. Okay, you're not building anything. And you have 3 spots. Is there anyone
Construction complete.
willing to relocate? Pick one from each. Alright. Need more exotic gas now. And, well, we still
have
have
mastered a new
pretty
technology.
huge bank on consumer goods, so let's actually just keep it as is right now. Okay. Okay. I have specialist unemployment because I just changed things, but if I upgrade those research labs, I think you're gonna be all good. Or I can just move you over to Pazuno, but they might not have spots for that available either. But I actually have 3 specialist spots available right now. So I'm guessing you're gonna settle. Here, over. Get over there. And we can build another research lab here. Research lab. What the? Sometimes I'm just going through the list and just overreading stuff. Seems. Could also harvest that. No, we don't want to do refineries. I also don't want to do that. Probably have a temple. Alright.
We have mastered a new technology.
So, only world of Pazuno is booming.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
More gas. Okay, you want more gas? Okay, I hear ya. I'm always up for more gas. I guess we can sell even more alloys, because we really don't need that right now. Rather have the energy. And we're gonna remove that. Okay.
Xeno mongrels have declared war on each other.
Well, those guys are getting seriously beat up because they're already at war with those two, and now
We have mastered a new technology.
these are also at war with them, so that's...
Construction complete.
I foresee them passing away in the in the not too distant future, or at least becoming irrelevant. They've also broken the non-aggression pact with us. Why? Okay. Whatever suits you. I don't really get why they suddenly have issues with us, but... Well, they have lots of claims on us because apparently they claimed some systems that we own at some point. Whatever. If you don't want to be reasonable, then... I don't think you're going to be a long-term stretch, to be honest, because you're getting your ass handed to you at the moment.
We have mastered a new technology.
Alright, you want more cities? That's okay.
We have mastered a new
provide
technology.
Whatever. Still not patrolling. Well, we still haven't had a pirate uprising, so apparently we don't really need to patrol down here anyway.
We have mastered a new technology.
We do get some minuscule amount of experience, I guess. Also, apparently you need to patrol over here now, because the new patrol route is going through that system. So we actually need to change the patrol. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. They're all over the place now. Now they want to apparently fight everyone.
We have mastered a new
I'm
technology.
not sure is a good choice. But knock yourself out, guys. All of a sudden we have less starbase
Construction
capacity.
complete.
Why? Oh, I sold that one system. Right. That one system pushed us over the edge, apparently. Well? Eat. Food in, and apparently we need to sell some of our alloys or just use it for something, but I really see no particular use for any of that at the moment, so just gonna flood the market. Guess we could take one system. If that gives me my starbase capacity back and we don't have to pay additional upkeep for starbases, which is also somewhat significant. Also, we got quite a lot of influence, so let's declare peace festivals, because we have been having peace for probably the longest time since the beginning of the game.
Technology.
And drums of war. Oh god. For the first time in recorded history, the warring factions of the Dethakan have united under a single Khan. The mysterious warlord, who according to some accounts is a powerful psychic, has emerged from their warrior caste and accomplished what most thought impossible. Through a combination of guile, charisma, and military genius, the newly crowned Great Khan has won the utter loyalty and devotion of all Dethakan factions. Now they're no longer busy killing each other, the Dethakan are turning their attention elsewhere. Great fleets are amassing for war, crewed by eager warriors who are now steadfast comrades in arms despite having been mortal enemies mere months ago. Oh dear, well these guys have decided to become a threat. I'm Shnuk Ozoza, Great Khan of the new Dethakan Horde, and I'm here to announce that the galaxy is that a new age is upon us. A dark era where the Dethakan would senselessly butcher one another for scraps of resources or misguided sense of honor has finally come to an end. I solemnly promise my people a new beginning through the formation of a great empire that would forever shine in the name of the Dethakan species in the annals of galactic history. To those who stand in our way, know this: I will stop at nothing to realize the true destiny of my people. If you oppose us, the Dethakan court will grind you into dust. Strong words. We should monitor that situation, because letting that carnot grow out of hand is also not particularly great for anyone. We'll see. We still need capacity overload. Because technically we could move our fleet over there if I had, you know, hopes that we wouldn't get attacked while we do that. But since they probably try to expand in the direction of the Lurite unity, they might also kick their asses pretty well. So I'm not too sure if I want to... You know, I don't want them to grow out of hand, but if they kick these guys' butts for a bit, I'm also not too disappointed, you know? Catch my drift. And fighting them...
We have mastered a new technology.
Pretty expensive, because as we see from our brave explorer friends of the Union of Regos who somehow managed to get ships over there, they have pretty powerful fleets that we take all our ships together we could deal with, but... emphasis on could. So...
We have mastered a new technology.
Oh well, let's take another system. It's worth more than the 5 energy system over there, because that has 5 energy plus trade, research, and minerals, you know? So I'd rather have that.
Construction complete. We have mastered a new technology.
Yeah, they're gonna rapidly expand now. But so far they're somewhat out of reach, so I'm not sure if I should just pack all my ships together in one neat fleet and just sail everyone over there. Because that's what it takes to just do anything, pretty much. What? Despite of their vaunted military genius, Shnuk Ozoza, the great Khan of the Takan Horde, has met with defeat in the Ollum system. What's the Ollum system? That's right over here, interesting. The armada she was commanding was lost in the battle against forces belonging to the Unidentified Empire. The Great Khan and the closest officers fled into hyperspace in a small shuttlecraft. Even now, Shnuk Ozoza is busy assembling a new armada to resume her conquest, but this victory has brought some much-needed respite to those who oppose the relentless advance of the Takan Horde. Unidentified Empire, so there's someone back here that we haven't met yet? Really? I guess it could be another Fallen Empire.
Mastered a new technology.
Did I set Fallen Empire to 2 or to 1? I actually don't remember, which is sad on the level, but...
We have mastered a new technology.
Not sure what else should have been able to defeat them, unless there's a Leviathan there or something that they just happened to stumble upon and then just got instantly murdered by, because that can potentially happen, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Alright. I'm guessing prosperity next. Well, at least our current leader is having at least some levels of experience, which is good. Gives pretty nifty bonuses. Destroyer focus. He wants destroyers. Well, destroyers are kind of outdated at this point, my dude. But sadly, we can't change our... What the hell? Of course, go all the way and take that. Sure. Some people. Guess we're gonna take Neuros too at that point. Well, I guess it's just skipping one system because it's directly opposite of the jump point here, but still, some people just desperately want to hold on to any system they can get their hands on, I feel.
We have mastered a new technology.
Mm-hmm.
We have mastered a new technology.
Alright, let's upgrade that. Upgrade that. Upgrade that. This is Great Khan Shnuk Ozoza of the Decathlon Horde. My defeat at the hands of the Unidentified Empire was a minor setback, nothing more. Yeah, we're brave warriors and worthy opponents. The Ukono Practarians? What? Okay. But they too will fall before us. Second onslaught approaches. Still haven't quite understood what's going on over there. It's small, even for a fallen empire. This whole area is a little bit smallish, but I don't know. We'll see. Also, if there was a fallen empire here that they're at war with, doesn't explain how they made it to that position. So, and now they've taken that system too. So, not sure what they actually ran into there.
We have mastered a new technology.
Technically we could consider starting to terraform a few of the planets in our reach. Especially those that we're going to colonize at some point. Just, you know, so that the planet is ready when we're ready to take control of them. So let's actually terraform them into arid worlds.
Construction complete.
It's desert. Since we're not living there, I guess we can also transform it into arid. It's not that expensive if it's not too much of a change. Commonwealth, okay, they won against... yeah. Well, they made quite a few gains against these guys. As I said, they kind of have a war against two people at the same time.
We have mastered a new technology.
And they vassalized these guys too. Which makes sense because they have been protecting them in the war, so... kudos.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
So far we've been having pretty decent relations with them. So let's make sure that that stays the same. Maybe we can send them something. No? To congratulate them for their victory and all that. Need more gas. More gas! And we're probably gonna sell some more alloys. The market hasn't quite recovered yet from our last venture, so well. Guess we could also just build more ships instead.
We have mastered a new technology.
I like advanced auto afterburners. Okay.
We have mastered a new technology.
Ooh, gateway travel. So far, we don't have a gateway. However, our dear neighbors in the west do have one, and it's reasonably close that we, if they decide to attack us again, we might be able to take control of it. So it's not that much of a, well, Hail Mary. And it's a pretty rare tech, so I guess we're just gonna get it. These gateways are interesting structures because you can travel from any gateway that is friendly to you to any other gateway in the universe, so you can basically use it to transport large amounts of ships around pretty quickly and pretty effectively. So long term, we probably want to seed our empire with lots of these, just so that our ships can just be anywhere they want and don't have to, you know, bother with having to travel through just regular space. But for now, just being able to have some reason for why we would want to take at least some of their systems here seems a reasonable approach to me. Alright. You're pretty cool right now. We're still not happy because we still haven't stratified society. I think we're very close to making you guys happy too. Alright, how is everything looking here? Alright.
We have mastered a new technology.
Maybe you actually want to build a new civilian industry now. We still don't need clones, thank you. Gonna go for straight naval or star bases. Star bases is also effectively naval, but let's just go for naval. Alright, we have a new neighbor now. These guys, but thankfully we did already have a non-aggression pact with them, so seems pretty okay to me so far. Alright, let's speed it up.
Construction complete.
After
we have mastered a new technology.
Upgrading that. And let's actually take battleships now. So we can put down some battleships for our additional naval capacity. Battleships are a lot slower than the cruisers we already have, but they also have a lot more armor and hull, so it's gonna take a pretty massive fight for you to be able to lose one of them. So, but it can be hard countered with torpedoes, so you don't want to exclusively focus on battleships, because the AI does do some very let's call it questionable choices in terms of how to use their fleets and all that, but it is pretty damn good in just being able to figure out if you have left any opening in your ship design. Like, let's say you focus exclusively on shields for whatever reason, then they're probably gonna build a huge bunch of ships that just have anti-shield weapons, just because. So yeah. Actually, we don't have a decent leader for that. I mean, I guess we can take that eager guy that we hired some time ago. And the new guy can do that. But really, we should have more capable people here. Oh. Posthumous Gallius. Well, he's certainly posthumous now. Well, the Ravagers are sending insults again. Does that mean you want to go to war again? Because, you know, judging by what happened last time, if war with them happens again, I'm gonna be totally taking control of their planet here. Plus the systems way down this corridor. And then after the war, I'm just gonna release that, plus maybe the systems here, and just have another vassal, you know? We can always just pull off the same stunt again. If they think they can gain something by having war with us, then let them try. And we can build up a lot more fleet if I really, really feel the need to. So I think we're still pretty good. We do have the spare alloys to just pump out new ships if we really want, so... I'm not too worried. Honestly, not too worried. But who knows, maybe they managed to catch me by surprise. But then I'd be really surprised, you know? So, we shall see. We're not interested in tomb worlds. There's some special worlds that are a tomb world where basically some catastrophe happened that killed out that killed everyone. And just going there, unless you have an affinity for that, is not very good. So normally you would want to terraform that and then settle there. So really having an improved habitability is really, in my opinion, it's really not that particularly great, because you don't really gain much from that, honestly. So I don't have any intention of settling on one. Also, our religious people, because they're deeply spiritualistic and all that, and somewhat superstitious, they also have very strong feelings against settling there, because they don't want us to set foot there or terraform something, let alone settle there. So we really have no reason in trying to make a tomb world out to anything productive anytime soon, unless we're really running out of space to build stuff, which so far we don't. So start terraforming that. So that too, why not? Since we're getting started on terraforming everything in our immediate vicinity. Why not? Of course. Well, we do have some guy for that at least. Oh, hello! Someone with just a flat-out 10% bonus. You're very welcome. As you can see, by just assisting research, even if there's no research effectively to assist there, I guess the temples also generate some additional society research. So I guess they kind of accelerate that a little bit, but there's really not much research going on there where that guy works, but he still gets experience from just assisting. So it's fine. It's just basically training for them anyway. Although this guy should have been, you know, been made a full researcher at some point, but someone managed to skip that. Not sure why. Do we have a better? Well, we have one that's about the same age and just has maniacal. So, slightly better one. Oh well. So we can't do research institutes yet. We need a capital, planetary capital.
Mastered a new technology.
But for that we need 40 pops, so we need to resettle quite a few guys. So we're gonna wait for doing that. Kinetic battery. I should go for that. And let's take a look at battleships. Hello, battleships. On the most base level, we basically have a lot of L category and M category weapons. We could technically only make it to L category weapons if we really want to focus on the artillery side of things. We can also use a special X category, which we're currently which we're actually not researching because I've found kinetic artillery to be more interesting than that category X weapon. I think we would then be able to choose something else here, but because we have no weapon for that, we really can't. Anyway, I think long term I'm gonna be looking at having 2 battleship designs. One that's trying to stay as much away from the fight and just pound the enemy from afar, and one other that's gonna go close and run interference for the other battleships. So I'm actually gonna want to have 2 different ones. Let's make this the artillery one. So we're also gonna go for an artillery stern here. Then put in... Are the accelerators worth it at this point? Not really. So we're just gonna strap in some railguns here at this point. And the green ones. That. And advanced combat computer artillery. Okay, we still got a bunch of power left. We could consider going for afterburners to increase their speed a little bit, to not slow down the fleet too much. Alternatively, auxiliary fire control just gives additional hit bonuses, which, considering the large assortment of gun that's located on the ship, not the worst idea either. So, but I'm gonna go for afterburners because I like a mobile fleet. Alright. Yes, that's why I'm building this. Anyway, I'm also gonna build a new design, a new battleship. It's gonna get, strangely enough, a hangar bow, and also a carrier core, and then a broadside stern. Basically, we want to try and put down some anti-missile and also anti-fighter craft weaponry here. Then we add fighter craft, which, because we have the amoeba and they're pretty decent, is really not the worst choice anyway. And then we also add some guns, but not quite as much as we would in the other design. Guess we can go for disruptors on these guys, so that they have something that just pierces shield and armor. Really not much point. Is there? No, there really isn't, unless we dedicate our entire fleet to it. So let's one here, one there, and then railguns. Although we do have autocannons for that. Autocannons are an interesting take on the railgun that's slightly more powerful. And also a lot more accurate in tracking, but has a lot of less range. So the problem is that even though we want this battleship to act like a destroyer picket ship would, we can't select that role for the combat computer. So while it's unlikely that it's going to remain at that particular range for a very long time, it's a bit of a gamble to try and use Ripper autocannons, because they're only really gonna be getting some use out of themselves when we get really close. So I don't know, I kind of like them, but I'm probably just gonna actually put them in there. Never mind. Alright, let's just give me a name. Bertinux sounds good. Alright, we also need that stuff. Alright, still got power, so we're gonna go with afterburners, definitely. Oh, so... yeah, we got that. Let's fill out this group with some additional battleships, and then, unless we find some way to increase our fleet limit, we might actually just make a full battleship group. Since this group already has destroyers, I'm only gonna give them some artillery cruisers for now, some artillery battleships for now. But long term, I would probably also want them to have some point defense battleships. Kind of sounds weird, but it works out alright, because they have pretty high armor and shields and all that, so they are not gonna get shot down quite as quickly as destroyers would in the sort of picket ship role. So
construction complete.
I actually like that. I'm probably gonna let this group as it is. That way it's a little bit quicker to react to potential targets than the other ones are, but long term I'll probably want to send them into the battle a little bit less than straight up groups focused on battleships, because battleships are probably gonna go out of an engagement with a lot fewer losses, and at some point that's really worth it. Alright, so much about an X-Course and why I have two kinds of battleships. Sounds a little bit strange at first, but I think battleships are in a pretty decent spot defensively, and I've rarely seen the AI to try and hard counter it with insane amounts of torpedoes. So, and even then, the torpedoes can be shot down by the point defense battleships, so it's not too bad.
We have mastered a new technology.
Alright. Oh yeah, let's take that. I think that's gonna make our, what's their name? Our One Throne group very happy. Because that gives us a way to unlock a special policy where we give selected lineages to our leaders, which makes them a little bit more powerful. However, egalitarian interest groups are very unhappy that kind of our people are not created equally anymore in some way, and are gonna hate it. But our One Throne group is probably gonna like it, because they like stratified societies, and they think, you know, they've been specifically bred for that purpose, so they must just be better. Alright, ooh, upkeep is good. I like upkeep reductions. Good. We don't have a really totally bad system. I mean, Ozellos probably qualifies for just having a little bit of physics research, but well, technically qualifies. Just trying to make some long-term plans that I'm going to talk about later, but not right now.
Construction complete.
Alright, so they got their upgrade. And now our secondary group is now suddenly more powerful than our first one. Well, I guess with that in mind, I'm actually gonna have you stationed at Volmar, because I'm not sure if we're gonna get attacked here. Even then, we have some time to react before it hits us. So let's actually have them return here. And you're gonna be restationed at Balazir down there. If something happens up here, you can always just return. But before you leave, let's get some more cruisers going. Alright. That world has been made and remade to our specifications. Alright. Not gonna colonize it though. It's a nice world and all, you know, no doubt about that, but it's still... we're still having ADM limit issues. However, getting back to a point that I made quite a long time ago with where would be an ideal point for a secondary sector around here that we're gonna keep. Either here or here would also be an interesting point. I do have some interesting plans for this system, I believe, although technically we could probably do the same here. Not sure if we can do it with systems on a war mode though, and I would really be pissed if that turns out to be an issue. Oh. It doesn't matter which one of these. So, for the time being, I think I'm actually going to make this one the center. So, we're going to build something here. I'm not sure if we're going to settle it at this point, but we're going to build a habitat here. Which is basically a self-sustaining space station designed for permanent habitation. Well, we can read, right? So we're gonna build it here, I guess. Also, we could probably speak with those guys here,
mastered a new technology.
the artisan troop, because we would like to become a patron. Be very helpful, allowing us to try new ideas and make more risks in the creation process. We have a 10-year program with a one-time front-up cost of 5,000. Alright. Let's get that. Actually, did we ever? We did not. Okay. Well, we didn't actually modify our species, even though we had the ability to. So let's get that research done and then modify everyone. So that we can get slightly better at our jobs. Well, I didn't do too badly in the war against these guys, apparently. I mean, I at least also won some systems, so that's that. And I closed their borders now. Alright. If that's the way you want to play that. And the Horde has expanded, so not sure what that setback in the Olym system was, but we are getting kind of out of hand at this point. We could deal with them here if we get those guys to open the borders again, which, you know... Here. I'm not trying to make you reconsider your recent, you know, decisions, but... maybe we could help you. No? Just a little bit of good old wheel greasing. We have 12k strength. All the fleets that I've seen from the Khanate have been kind of in the general 17k ballpark, so... not sure how good we would be against whatever might be floating around there. We could at least take a look at it, I guess. I don't know. So far, people haven't been able to respond to them effectively. And I feel at some point, someone should. Let's take a look. Let's also use the rest of our fleet capacity to build a new exclusively battleship group.
We have mastered a new technology.
Actually, I fleet command limit right now. That way I could just expand on my existing fleets instead of building a new one. The might just disband this ship now because I can't upgrade it, and at this point I'm pretty sure it's... well, it's similar to what we have right now, but hyperdrive is getting worse than what we have. Reactor is still a little bit better, and the armor is still a little bit better, but that's about it. So it's getting to a point where I might just let that ship, I don't know, be decommissioned as a museum ship or something. I think since we have the curator base here, we can actually make specific buildings here, like an art college, which gives us unity, which not that particularly great, and that just produces research as a curator think tank. Oh, that's not curator, so that's just for the people that we have here. That just produces unity. Well, 10 unity is not that a huge, not that a huge deal at this point, to be honest. Alright, you're looking for jobs, okay? Let me try and provide some. We still have both molds, okay. You're also looking for more jobs. Or I could just resettle, yeah? Always need more researchers down here, you know? Slaving away in those research labs.
We have mastered a new technology.
Sword, did we actually find sword somewhere? I'm gonna research it regardless, but I don't remember ever finding one. Oh, we're gonna need it at some point, I think. So let's research it now. Let's just build our ship.
We have mastered a new technology. Construction complete.
Alright, let's get better shields. Also, you're not really doing much, so let's blow that wormhole. And let's try and fight them back here, since they've managed to get into our quadrant. But we probably need to be careful, because they haven't expanded that quickly if they didn't have fleets backing it up. Technically, we're not at war with them, so our peace-loving factions don't have a particular issue with fighting these guys, because we're kinda technically sorta not at war with them, you know? And with this group, if we lose destroyers in the process, which we're probably going to, I'm probably going to replace them with our new fancy battleships.
Construction complete.
Alright, one station down. Plenty more to go. Is there actually somewhere where we can repair? We didn't lose much, but...
Construction
I don't want to lose
complete.
ships unless I can, if I can avoid it. Alright, guess this is a fine time to just go back and for some repairs. Another way to our friends here.
Complete.
Alright. There's some 15k and 7k fleets going on. Okay, we don't really want to fight them.
We have mastered a new technology.
Until we get some more upgrades in. Well, we need to bring in our other fleet as well, because then we would have a more realistic fighting chance. But it leaves us open to attack by our favorite neighbors, you know? Which, not particularly fond of. Also, one thing that I should totally have done is to pick one of our decent leaders. Can I count on these guys not attacking us the moment we have moved all our ships here to deal with those guys? Kind of feel I'm gonna regret doing this, but I'm gonna be doing it regardless. It follows the latest newsletter for our patrons. Sadly, nothing more has been produced in the Enclave. Most of the artists have fallen into deep melancholy from where no inspiration can be drawn. The mood is dire, but hopeful. Creation takes time after all. Any donations that might help the group rekindle their interest in the material plane again would be of tremendous help. Well, here you can have some additional energy. Okay, we explored that. Search that. Apparently our buddies here are taking advantage of this situation that of the opening that we provided for them. Which is interesting, honestly, because we fight better on our home turf. I'm not sure if home turf of our dear trusted subjects counts as home turf, but it's not too bad of an idea, honestly. Let's also add these guys now. 2 ships first. Let's try to help hold down the fort here. Though we're probably not going to be able to deal with those 15k troops here, so let's...
We have mastered a new technology.
So some more help arrives. Ooh, Citadel. Let's get better armor. We get a reason to upgrade everything. And then I guess let's oops, you might wanna stop doing stop doing that. And go here.
Evasive maneuvers initiated.
Yep. After that. Not sure if we have enough firepower here even with the station. But it seems like they're retreating anyway. Alright. Alright, let's sell some more of that. A little bit less of that. And I guess we can go for production targets. Most celestial object with pronounced gaseous and particulate towers was recently observed in the Maka system. Passing was uneventful. Alright. Thanks for letting me know.
We have mastered a new technology. Since it's a rare tech, I guess we're gonna go for it.
Alright, another one of those. I like specialists. Scientists are also specialists, so, you know, more science, always good. That fleet is coming back. Reinforcements are on their way here as well. Still might reload this and get out.
Construction complete.
Probably need some upgrades before we can really... before we can fight them
Hostile
rather well.
fleet engaged.
Please assist.
We have mastered a new technology.
That's one big ship. Well, it's down now. We lost 3 destroyers. Pretty good job, actually, guys. We really only lost 3 destroyers? Sounds pretty good. Alright. Alright, but you need some repairs desperately. Also, all of our edicts have gone out. Do some research here. Alright. That wasn't too bad of a fight.
We have mastered a new technology.
If we also bring those guys over, then we really have a decent fighting chance even without the upgrades. And our habitat is complete. Well, let's get some better sensors.
We have mastered a new technology.
Alright, let's move over here. And as I said, if we lose destroyers, I'm not gonna replace them. I'm gonna replace them with battleships long term. If we want to take back that planet, we're also gonna need our ground forces. Because apparently they've invaded a planet somehow. Not sure how many ground troops, but if we're ambitious, we might also want to take that back. Alright, so far so good. I see no active battle group at the moment. It's quite a bit of research. There's someone. But 7k is probably still going to be having some losses against that, but nothing too critical. Where are you going? There, okay. Let's move back there. To cut them off. Yeah, of course, they get there before...
Our fleet has been lost.
Yeah, I know.
We have mastered a new technology.
We're not gonna escape.
Debris analyzed.
Alright, how are you guys looking? You could use a break. Sure, we can afford a break at this point. The destroyers are doing really bad. So I guess we're just gonna go back to Zitula for a sec. And also we lost some of our reinforcements, so we need to build a new one. That's that. Or that.
Construction complete.
Well, a long-term dude died. Let's system AI assistant, man. But I guess given your competition, you're in. So now every one of our ships is here. Well, except our patrols, obviously, but yes. All right, and let's head back here and let's kick them out of the rest of the quadrant. Our friends apparently are very happy to just take over whatever we liberated. So let's make sure that they get something to take over.
We have mastered a new technology.
Okay. Right, let's go here. This is where possible further reinforcements of them are going to come in from too. So we need to keep an eye on the situation here. Because potentially more of them could be coming. We're moving here.
Debris analyzed.
Sell some more food. Sell some more consumer goods.
We have mastered a new technology.
So there's some defense forces left by them there. Well, we should be able to take care of that. Let's just... Okay. Investigate the WoW menace. Okay, let's investigate the WoW menace.
Special project complete.
Void clouds. A cloud reads the odd report, collated from multiple sources. Like a cloud of luminous star stuff billowing in the dark. What goes on to refer to this phenomenon somewhat poetically as void cloud. It's evident to the priesthoods of the divine empire that the clouds are heralds animated by some higher will. Exactly who or what will belongs is the subject of high-heated debate. It's likely to remain so far in the foreseeable future. Not at such time as the void cloud's true nature can be ascertained, it would perhaps be prudent to treat the immense power evident in its rolling motion with some caution.
Debris analyzed.
Well, let's take out that system over there. Ugh. Well, guess why nobody has expanded there.
Construction complete.
Alright, now we're gonna need to hold fort at the wormhole. In case they decide to come with some reinforcements and all that. I'm not sure what's happening here, but our buddies finished building the base first. So the construction unit from the Horde has gotten some missiles in its face.
We have mastered a new technology. Debris analyzed.
All right. I think we recently finished getting the technology for an additional point in our species. We can actually genetically modify our species. There is one way that you can really make very huge changes with that, but since we went mind over matter, we can't also go the genetic enhancement route, if you want to call it that. However, we can still do some minor modifications, like for instance, could remove our weak, or we could just add something. Already have food. Trade is interesting. Habitability, growth speed is also neat, but it's also becoming a liability at some point. So, guess we could go more into the leader experience gain route and just have really amazing leaders. Combine that with a little bit of reduced housing usage, we should be pretty good. Alright. Let's take that. Now we also have to apply it, so genetically modify everyone in our little empire. It's just gonna take a few months. We can do the same to our loyal subjects as well. So far we haven't been attacked here, but I'm okay with just holding the fort here. Until that point where they're probably gonna send a huge battle fleet with a Khan and just strike us all down, but well, then that's gonna happen if that happens. So far we've been the only ones that have been able to throw them back just a little bit even, so I don't feel too bad about that. And we're also indirectly benefiting from it because our dear subjects are very proactive in just taking over that territory instead. So
invading Xeno lair.
Good job.
Xeno lair secured.
Alright, we defeated the last of the Grand Khan's soldiers on the surface of Pash 4, and our forces are now in full control. Okay. We're gonna give it over to those guys now. Normally, you would think that since we're fighting someone, we could not just transfer territory, but since we're technically not at war with the Khanate, because it's not on pure technical grounds a war, I can just give them that system that we just no, not Torel. Definitely not Torel. What about this one? Is there any reason you don't want to have that one? Well, it doesn't have a star base for Stellaris. Sure, if we're gonna if we're gonna have to build one in the first place. Seems like it, because we didn't have one there previously. Okay, this outpost has been rebuilt. That's an interesting route. Instead of taking all the way there, jump here, then there's another jump hole there right next to it that takes us back down here, and Well. Okay, it was already rebuilt, thank you. Sorry to bother you again, guys. Here you can have that system. Also has some aliens on it, I think.
We have mastered a new technology.
Right. And just continue doing what you're doing here. I love it. We're just gonna liberate territory and don't have to bother with the consequences of it.
Debris analyzed.
As some people are very prone to say, the only good Stellaris AI is subjugated Stellaris AI. Alright, we do need to eventually figure out where that wormhole goes to, because so far attacks can come from there, but we don't know if it connects to that or to that over here. But you know what? I'm actually going to wrapping up this episode here right now. In the next one, we'll probably have to continue to fight against the Khanate, because our other enemies seem to be, well, tame by comparison. Which I don't actually mind too much, honestly. But they have become inferior now, because our tech level is kind of, not necessarily exploding, but it's pretty significant. It's a pretty significant advantage now. Same with the Commonwealth over here. It was them, right? No, it was Democratic Coalition. But it was the one I was looking at. The Ravagers, right? Also they, same. Fleet power is pathetic and technology level way inferior to what we have, so we're getting to a pretty decent position where we're better compared to everyone else, which is a confident position to be in, because they're probably going to think twice about just going to war with us at this point. And we can focus on, you know, the real threats, like this stupid Khanate that decided to expand over here. And with our buddies of the Expanse, we can just take over that territory and then don't worry about that territory, which is great. And we'll continue doing that next time. Have a good one.